Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and with me today is Sidra Owens. As I click over to the other screen, today we'll be talking about WalMart's intent can be proven with compare and contrast. Now, to gain full contrast on what I'm talking about, I was listening to TYT Investigates, and they do theirs live every weekday around 10:30 to 11:30. Jonathan Larson is usually the one that's up there. And because of that, honestly, I love me some Jonathan Larson. Now, I asked a question because he's going on the whole topic of Walmart to remove their their All Lives Matter apparel. And I had my thoughts about it, and it took me a while to come up with a viable question for him. And I was curious about his, so I asked, and he did. This stuff don't get posted up. It don't. Once you do the live, it's taken down. You're not gonna see it. So I was recording. Now I'm gonna play what he said, and then I'm going to comment on it. Maybe Sidra will have something to say as well. So I'm going to play that now, mute the mic and play the media, and then come right back. So there's no video, there's no visual, so you don't have to worry about that. However, the only visuals you need to worry about are those 3 books flashing on the screen where you can go to the description and click on Amazon and a few other places and get these books. Just saying, check them out. So with that said, let's get to what Jonathan Larson had to say.
Comparative Reasoning says, is it possible Walmart added the All Lives Matter items and then cite their removal to gain favor? I tend to doubt that any corporation knowingly courts controversy like that just for the hope of getting, all you do is call attention to it and you risk ticking off the people who support the All Lives Matter stuff. So I tend to doubt that. And having been on the flip side of having been on the inside of organizations where there was like a public outcry about what was going on, there was very little conscious 12th dimensional chess going on. It was usually one-dimensional chess of if we say this, maybe we won't get beat up anymore. Also, earlier this month, Doug McMillon, the president and chief executive of Walmart, said in a statement that the company wanted, quote, to help replace the structures of systemic racism and build in their place frameworks of equity and justice that solidify our commitment to the belief that, without question, Black lives matter. I have no reason to doubt him, except the same reason that I have to doubt any CEO who says something like that. But I also have no reason to say, yep, he definitely means it. I have no idea.
So, there you go. Look like you might want to say something, Sidra. Is there anything you want to say before I get started?
Okay, so Walmart was selling All Lives Matter apparel. That doesn't surprise me. And then they're going to stop selling it because suddenly Black Lives Matter. It's Walmart, so it doesn't surprise me.
Not in the slightest, do it.
No. Not in the slightest.
So that's where you are?
Yeah, it's like dealing with the evil empire, Star Wars. First there was the Death Star. Man, that's terrible. Just killing planets. And then there were Death Star level killing rays mobile on a ship. It's the evil empire. Are you really surprised? Not really. You're just horrified because you know what's going to happen next. So, yeah, that's where I am.
Now, I want people to understand this is not an anti-Jonathan Larson. This is not an anti-TYT Investigates. No, not at all. Because he's got his personal and firsthand experiences, and he spoke on that. I'm not going to downplay that at all. There's no need to, you know. Now, I wanted the key. Oh crap! Dropped my brush. Okay, the key thing is I asked. It's very important to listen to certain words. Is it possible? And he basically said, no, it's not possible. I'm thinking it's not possible. That's strange. Why is it not possible? So that was really it. And I like asking that question to people. Is it possible? Pause and then continue. That's what I like to do. All right, because it establishes possibility. Do you think something is possible or plausible or not? So, in truth, we're taught from the beginning that all things are possible. If all things are possible, and you can add the extra of through God if you want, but if all things are possible, if you work at it, if you want it, and all this other stuff, why is this not possible? So let me go ahead and throw this down at you, because see, compare and contrast is a very powerful tool that everyone should be able to have. It is literally the basics of critical thinking. Compare and contrast. I learned this in 3rd grade, and I loved it. And using it got me in a lot of trouble that I have no regrets. All right, and you mouthing off too much, or you need to stop talking back. And it's like, but you said this, and you did that, and then they said and did the opposite. Why is it that it's okay for them to do it, but not okay for me to do it? Especially if we're with the same age. And people hate that. So look, Walmart, what did they do? Let's go ahead and throw this out. I'm going to do this. This is a quick runoff. When they first got built up, no one thought about what was really going on. Okay, they were like half the price, sometimes 75% less than the mom and pop stores. Okay, so people was going to Walmart because there's too much money being asked for by people that don't have money. So Walmart was there to say, hey, you need cheap, we got you. And that's why they blew up the way they did. You want cheap, we got you. The people want more. The companies want more money than you can possibly make. So we're going to make sure you keep more money in your pockets. There you go. Walmart became the greatest knick-knack store for T-shirts, toys, and other stuff. Mom and pop stores didn't want to compete, and some could not compete. Those were the two things that happened. So after a while, Walmart was great, but there was no diversity. When we went to Walmart, it was a lot. It was just white people working at the registers, white people doing any bagging, white people doing the cleaning and the restocking, and there was nothing. Walmart took backlash from that around the nation where they were. Well, it was kind of growing in the South, but they got backlash. All right. It took a little bit, but then you started seeing black people work there. But they weren't getting paid as much as their white counterparts. They weren't. So what then happened? More black people was working there. Less white people was working because they weren't making the money that they could have made. You know, white people are able to have financial standards. Black people's like our standards is trying to stay, away from like obvious poverty. We just trying to make it. So yes, they went in droves. Like, I'm gonna sign up for Walmart. I'm gonna hire Walmart. But then you start seeing something different. People started learning about the wage disparities and whatnot. They started learning about it, and black people's like, look, y'all gonna have to stop this crap. Walmart decided, fine. So then white people that was already there and established started getting paid the same amount. Or black people had to come up to their level, which caused other issues. Can't make anybody happy. All right. It's like, look, we're going to pay the minorities and whatnot to come up to y'all level, not the same amount of money. Then white people then want to make more money. That's what happens. You just can't make people happy, So, or should I just say you can't make racists happy. So it's all about money. So now what happens? Strike. People went on strike. The first Walmart strike. The actual first strike, what happened? And this took place in the South. They fired them all. When they went on strike, they fired them. And then it took a little bit, but then there was that national strike that Walmart could not ignore. And it made headlines for real. Walmart didn't fire anybody. Not immediately, no. You see, that strike was basically what you saw was a union. That's basically a union thing that used to happen. So then Walmart decided we're going to just, okay, fine, we'll increase the wages. All right, and they did by about $2. And that was good. But then the benefits, for those that were able to have any, they started dropping. And Walmart started covering their ends of having to pay more people money by having to pay more into their benefits. That mess was all over the news. And I'm like, what in the world? Okay, so the strike, it worked, but there were loopholes clearly. Now, all of a sudden, slowly but surely, people started getting laid off for frivolous reasons. Nobody even knew why. It just kept happening. And then when you got those 28 lanes, and about 8 to 10 of them are the 10 items or 12 items or less, that was happening. And they were empty. People just, think about it. Walmart used to, when it first got started, every lane was full. You could go in and get your stuff and get out. And then there was barely anyone there. And that's how it is today. Today, if you go in there, it's going to take a while to get out. It don't even matter. Food Line and other places do the same thing. Food Line had the strikes as well. All of these companies had these financial strikes. What did they do after that? Slowly but surely, they worked in the automatic self-checkout aisles. So you might have 6 to 12 self-checkout areas where you might have 3 people overlooking them to make sure they can key stuff in or something like that. They're just maintenance. And and something else happened at the same time to cover it. And this is messed up because this all happened at the same time. Walmart started hiring far more elderly people. They started hiring them just so they could stand at the door and greet you or stand there and make sure you aren't stealing something. Well, if you go past that thing and it hasn't been checked, it's going to buzz. And it's going to be embarrassing. So what's the point of checking it? If you go past it, wow, they done took it. That's how it is here anyway. There's some places where the stuff is outside. There's no scanner, so you can probably get away with stuff. I know. There's a buddy of mine that did. It was funny. So they replaced the people with self-checkout. And self-checkout costs a lot, but in return, in the long run, you save money because you're not paying somebody every single 2 weeks or month. It becomes free. It pays itself off, and it just gains you money. Honestly, I don't really find anything wrong with that, but it's why it happened that I have a problem with. So, Walmart shows this. They've done this. That's what's happened. Keep that in mind. And if that's not enough, they started taking the people that got sick, or they would hire those that were sick and need to pay the medications, and stuff like that for cancer treatment or anything like that. And they might have a possible terminal illness or illness that could turn terminal. They took out life insurance policies on them. Literally, life insurance policies, so when they die, Walmart could collect. So that helps pay off any wages that they gave them, plus get a little side bonus from it. That's what they were doing. You find that decent? Oh, it's a family store because the 2 brothers are family. That's about it. Now, you think it's over? No. Walmart at one point, they put in, oh my goodness, I remember the first time they did this there was a Trump Pence thing, and it was also anti-Obama rhetoric. Actually, it wasn't even Trump Pence. It was Trump and like Trump. Yes, Trump. No Obama. And they had to take that down. We didn't know. We didn't understand. Yeah, sure. Y'all, I know y'all remember that. So they had to take that down. Then they had, at one point, I don't know if y'all remember this, the Blue Lives Matter shirt. They had to take those down. You know, they had certain feminist propaganda shirts. You know, they were the bad feminists, and I didn't understand that whole thing. I just know they had to take them down. They had to stop selling them. And they had other shirts and apparels that had some racist crap in it, and they had to take those down. But Walmart has never had Black Lives Matter t-shirts. They've never had t-shirts that promoted minorities. They never had t-shirts that promoted secularism. They've never had t-shirts that promote progressivism. Walmart has a history of having bigoted, racist t-shirts for sale, knowing that people will gobble them up real quick. Then there'll be an outcry backlash. My bad, I'm sorry, take them down. Compare and contrast is your friend, it's your ally, it's your weapon, and it's your solution. Compare and contrast is a beautiful thing. And Walmart has a history of bigotry, racism, misogyny on the workplace with sexual complaints, racial complaints, and everything else. Even pushing for their workers to drive until they're dead. Even when they have accidents and kill someone or get killed, Walmart finds a way to not be liable. It is a history. And the only way to truthfully and honestly stop it, and y'all are gonna hate this, so get ready to hit that dislike button and unsubscribe. You're gonna hate this, but the only way to stop this and solve it is to take a hit. You got to take that hit to the face you never want to take, and you got to stop shopping at Walmart. If you don't want the evil to keep happening, you have to stop enabling it, and you have to stop feeding it. And a lot of y'all just, well, you know what, I like this from Walmart, so, you know, I'm going to do what I got to do. Then when you hear about anything like this on the news, well, wait, social media, because the news ain't going to cover it. It has to be epic for the news to cover it. Don't complain. Don't complain. It's like finding out Kool-Aid was kind of bad for you. Well, I like my Kool-Aid, so I'm going to do what I got to do. All right, you get sick and messed up, don't complain. You've been warned. I'm not a grifter. I'm not going to ask for your money and never give you a solution. You keep that you keep that knowledge right there in the bank. Walmart has proven to be completely downright vile. And they are using racism and racial tendencies and whatnot to bank off of it. They're using your lives, your husbands, your wives, to bank off of everything. And you think that's just the surface. You got to wonder why that material is so cheap in the first place. How it's already made shoddy. If you look at it, it don't fit completely right. The stitching is terrible. It's usually the rejects from companies because it wasn't perfect. Where you go to somewhere else, and it costs about $20 to $25. They're selling it for $3 to $6. Why? Because it's so flawed. Nobody in their right mind would really want it in the first place if they could tell those flaws. And then the ones that don't seem to have any flaws, where was it made, and what did those people have to suffer through to make it? So if you want to end this, you would have to destroy Walmart by not shopping there. And yes, that would cost a lot of people jobs, but you know what would happen? A new demand. And you know what can meet that demand? The return of mom and pop shops that can finally do it right. Finally do it right. That is a solution. That's what that is. And if you don't like it, let me know why. If you do not like my solution, I ask for you to put in the comment section why. Let me know why. Where am I wrong with this? Because you can ask Walmart to stop, but they never do. They'll just find something else. You can tell people like, look, you're going to work there, but you got to say. No, they don't. Because you got to say, you get fired. And if you owe, you won't get fired, but your life insurance policy just might go up and your benefits just might go down if you have benefits at all. That's just how this goes right now. So, you want your independence, your, July, all American stuff, here you go. There's some independence for you. And it ain't just Walmart. It could be Target. It could be Wendy's, McDonald's. It could be anything. Stop giving them your power. Take your power back and help other places rise and give them your money. Give them your money. Because to pay $8 for a meal that used to be $2.95 and nothing's changed, that ain't right. That's not right. You're paying that much money for a meal where the employees don't get paid enough to equal how much that meal actually costs now. Not right. Not fair. You got anything else to add, Sidra? I guess I said it all.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you got something, put it in the comment section. Let me know where I either went wrong or something like that. But Walmart's got a serious history, and it can't be ignored. And you need to not ignore it. And I ask you humbly, share this. Share this with others. I know it's a long one. Yes, I thought it was going to be quick, but I didn't know I would have that much stuff jump back into my head about this company. So, please, like, share, comment. Matter of fact, share more than anything else. I'll be putting this on Twitter as well. But this has been Cedric and Sidra for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening. And thank you, if you do, thank you for sharing.